Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back there today, the crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Stellar Lumens, aka XLM. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. And if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way possible, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. So with all of that in mind, today I wanted to talk to you guys about XLM, because a lot of things that we have been talking about on this channel is of course resulting around, or I shouldn't say resulting, but revolving around DLTs. And when we're talking about XLM as a currency, but also as a major use case for the Stellar network, I definitely kind of compare it to XRP in a sense, because it does run very closely to XRP. I'm actually going to be opening these two in a new tab for you guys. But honestly, when we're talking about the current market structure of even XLM and XRP, like, everyone's still awaiting XRP's major, moment in this market. And honestly, the same kind of goes for XLM as well. Like, if we go down here and look at where XLM is currently, and we do know that the all-time high again was 4 years ago on this one, similar to even XRP, right? If we go over to XRP, we can show the same thing. 1 second. All right, so there we go. All-time high 4 years ago, $3.84. And of course, the all-time high was 4 years ago for XLM at about 93, almost 94 cents. Now, we have to remember the fact that these all-time highs were 4 years ago, before a lot of the things that we see now have even, were even a thought, right? Because 4 years ago, this entire market was extremely different. Now, we're seeing a lot more demand. We're seeing a lot more volume flowing in. We're also seeing a lot more development, and also even spotlights on regulations, on adoption, on how we're going to utilize this technology. So things are actually changing, drastically right now. And, even in terms of XRP, like, a lot of individuals are saying that we could be seeing, $10 to $15 this bull run. I've also said the same exact targets. $10 to $15 is where I'm, really looking at in terms of XRP. And honestly, where does XLM, stand in that point, right? So where will XLM go in terms of its new all-time highs? Well, first off, it really kind of, I would say the major key is to watch Bitcoin, because Bitcoin will lead us to, of course, that major alt season similar to back in, of course, 2017 and 2018. I think that the turning point for XRP is really going to be regulatory clarity. Of course, I am awaiting that. I'm awaiting the next major, move in this SEC lawsuit. But I'm also watching XRP closely because it does still have catalyst events behind it. For example, the ODL volume, stuff like that, corridors are ramping up overseas, and major partnerships. But also XRP itself is last to run, similar to even XLM, because both of these assets, if we go to the all-time charts for these, you can kind of compare and contrast how similar these two actually are in terms of their chart. I mean, it almost looks like you just took the XRP chart and zoomed in a little bit for XLM. I mean, it's actually that similar. Of course, the prices are a little bit different, but when we are talking about $10 to $15 for XRP, XLM would have to be at least within the $5 range per XLM. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to get to the $5 range, but I do believe that we will see at least around the $3 to $5 range being targeted for XLM, because I think XLM is almost at the same position XRP was at back here before it did do this massive run to, of course, $3.84. And yes, this was trading at around 19 cents as well back in September of 2017. So that is exactly what I'm watching for in terms of, even XLM. Now, of course, like I said, I have been talking about Bitcoin a lot. So let's actually kind of address real quick Bitcoin's price action. So similar to, XRP and even XLM, we still are in a Bitcoin-driven market. I know it kind of sucks to say, but we are still in, of course, a Bitcoin-driven market. So when we are talking about Bitcoin, and when we are talking about, everything that is happening within this entire market as well, everything is kind of, I would say, spotlighted on Bitcoin right now. This is, coming down to the point where we are almost at the 17.41% pullback on Bitcoin, which is very healthy. And I actually just addressed this in my Casper video. But if you guys don't watch Blockchain Backer, I mean, he has a very similar outlook on this market. We will see, close to a new all-time high. We will see a major impulse on, Bitcoin around, of course, the March to April timeframes. And when we are talking about that major, I would say, arc in this market, we are going to be watching XLM and XRP very closely because they both, play a very key role in this market structure. And when we are talking about both of them, they do move very close together. And when we are talking about XRP success, we also have to kind of watch for XLM because XLM is also doing incredibly well in this market. So overall, this is a very healthy pullback, but also it gave us very good opportunities within this market. XLM has been kind of sitting stable though, hasn't had much movement over the past couple weeks. Of course, I do have demand zones on the screen, but let me remove everything real quick and let's actually kind of address this. So, right now, yeah, we're sitting at about 19, almost and a half cents. It's actually cheaper than HBAR, which is crazy to think about. We are currently at around the bottom stage of the candle from going back to January of 2021. Again, this is very low in terms of XLM, but when this overall sideways trading breaks in terms of this downward trend, look at where we can go from here. I mean, this is going to break eventually, and I'm telling you right now, we're almost at this massive demand zone that we were at going back to the end of January. Honestly, I could see this having a massive impulse that continues to run to almost $1 plus. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of time, but this is on the inverted scale. I mean, what do you honestly see happening on this chart? Because in my mind, this is going to reverse, and this is going to have a major run very, very soon. I think that you should all be watching XLM closely. I do daily videos on XRP just because it has a lot of spotlight attention behind it, specifically in regards to the SEC and stuff. So there's a lot of news always coming out. XLM is one of those gems that doesn't actually have a lot of news, regarding it, but we do still see major things unfolding. For example, right, we go back to a little bit of January 27th, 2022, where we did see Stellar Lumens to add smart contracts partners with MoneyGram to expand ecosystem. So they're adding smart contracts. I've actually talked about this a little bit, but with these smart contracts, this is going to be very big. This is also something that really provides a lot of value to the ecosystem, and I've actually talked to you guys a little bit about this, but we even see, automated market makers on Stellar have introduced more efficient pathways for cross-border transactions as of January 10th, 2022. About 30% of swaps were routing through automated market makers, and the ability for developers to flexibly source liquidity support for any Stellar-based project on demand. As of January 10th, 2022, there was over $40 million in TVL. This is actually pretty significant, and we even see for our work at the country level, we will continue to focus on network effects in the markets that are best suited to create expansion for existing network participants: Mexico, Brazil, Kenya, Ukraine, and even the United States and Canada. I want you to all understand right now, they are also focused on the Ukraine. The Ukraine has some major issues right now going on, especially even in terms of, finance and stuff like that, but also in terms of, even war and stuff. But when we are talking about a lot of things with, of course, the Ukraine, check this out, right? Ukraine DeFi, and here's what's next for scale targeting Stellar and XLM. Now, this goes back 7 days, February 13th. XRP and Stellar's XLM are both among the market's top 40 cryptocurrencies and rival siblings too. The link between them is, of course, technologist, Jed McCaleb, who founded Ripple and then left to co-found the Stellar Development, Foundation. Now, I don't really look at them as rivals. I really don't look at them as competitors either. But, we always talk about XRP in, of course, the CBDC era and, of course, the cross-border payment scene. But we do see here, but while XRP makes headlines, crypto watchers shouldn't lose sight of XLM. And I definitely do agree with that. Ukraine in like a wrecking ball. Ripple appears to reign supreme in the, of course, area of CBDCs, having announced digital currency partnerships with Bhutan and Palau. Meanwhile, Stellar is often linked to Ukraine's electronic hryvnia. I hope that I'm saying that right. Digital currency. However, there's a catch. He explained, it's important to specify that the electronic hryvnia pilot is not a CBDC. It will be privately issued e-money on blockchain technology built under Ukraine's current e-money legislation. The issuance of a national digital currency would only take place under the authority of the National Bank of Ukraine as well. But we do see here this pilot offers Tascom Bank a suite of controls that they can configure for their asset control needs while maintaining the interoperability and flexibility of the open Stellar blockchain. So, of course, this is e-money, this is digital money, if you will. And, of course, we do see here next we want to engage with the ecosystem to see that this technology will provide utility for users down the road as well. And we even see here ultimately, Stellar is targeting increased scale while maintaining fast and safe finality. So, again, it's going to continue to build and build like this, especially in those areas. areas. We even see, the SDF has also listed the markets in which it plans to focus. These include Mexico, Brazil, Kenya, Ukraine, and the United States, and even Canada. We even see them, making strides in the United States with, of course, MoneyGram. I do expect a lot more growth from Stellar in these areas. I definitely see a lot more growth as well behind the scenes for XLM. I really do think that when we are talking about, some major, price moves, I think XLM is going to provide a lot of ROI value for a lot of those individuals. And we even see here, so much noise about Ukraine endorsing Bitcoin. No one gives the SDF credit for the same Ukraine member of the Association of Ukrainian Banks and Ukrainian CBDC pilot running on Stellar. Keep following Crypto HypeTube. And honestly, this is the truth. Like, we are seeing a lot of updates within, of course, the Ukraine area, especially in regards to even Stellar. And like I just talked to you guys about it. I mean, this is confirmation that Stellar does hold a big part in this market. I think that when we're talking about XLM, I think a lot of individuals just overlook it because, it's not XRP and stuff. Like, trust me, there's a lot of people that watch XLM, that, keep note of XLM, that are paying attention, but I just don't think that a lot of individuals are actually woken up yet to XLM to understand the true value behind this. Like, we are still ranging here at a 4-year, it's been 4 years since all-time high for both XRP and XLM. The only difference here is that XRP is at around 80 cents and XLM is at about almost 20 cents. So, this is something that we should continue to watch, especially when we are talking about Stellar, being at about almost a $5 billion market cap. XRP is sitting at about a $37.8 billion market cap. So understand that, Stellar does have a long way to go in terms of growth, and this could provide significant ROI still. I mean, this is this could easily do a 10x opportunity here to almost $2, and it would be sitting at about almost a $49 billion market cap, which I know is a lot. I know it's significant, but you also have to realize what Stellar is actually doing right now. And you guys can read all about the case studies. You could read all about the innovation from Stellar Lumens, or Stellar Development Foundation, if you will. This is something to continue to watch for, because I do know I talk about XRP a lot, but if these two move very close together, like we have been seeing in the past, sorry, let me zoom out a little bit. If we're talking about very similar price charts, these are both going to go off at around the same time and provide similar overall, ROI. And like I said, if XRP is going to do a 10x, plus, I mean, we're talking about almost like a 14x from here, or even like a 17x technically. XLM could easily do the same moves. I'm just saying, if we do almost like a 20x, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to get to about $4. But that's why I say $3 to $5 for Stellar is very possible. And honestly, when we're talking about XLM, I've seen a lot of price targets like $10 per XLM and stuff. Anything is possible. Really, when we're talking about XLM and with all the development behind it, with all of the updates and stuff, there's a lot of catalyst events for not only XLM, but also XRP. Back in 2017, 2018, there really wasn't much. But guys, we were seeing, 24-hour volume of about like $2.4 billion back here. Now, we're seeing still around like $4 billion, and look at where the price is. So again, you got to realize that there's a lot more money here. There's a lot more individuals really kind of addressing and looking into this market. Initially, this started with like about an $8 billion, $6 billion, price move. But again, there's going to be a lot of money flowing into these networks. So you got to realize that there's so many catalyst events behind both of these, and they move very, very closely together. So if you are an XRP holder, it doesn't hurt to diversify a little bit into XLM. I do not look at these two as competitors at all. They are fully focused on completely different markets. XRP, I've always said that it's more so like, for the banks. Stellar is more so for like me and you, like the P2P market and stuff. Of course, yes, they are also focused on CBDCs and stuff like that and e-money, but for the most part, these two have specific use cases and specific areas that they're focused on, and they both will succeed long term and even short term. And I'm very excited to be holding both of them because, guys, I am not biased at all in terms of my holdings. Any successful trader will tell you that it doesn't matter you know what the competition looks like. If they are going to be a successful network, I'm going to be investing in them, and that is exactly why I do believe that Stellar will provide a massive amount of volume and value this year. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.